All right, you're still watching the conversation on Lagos television. It's time for us to change gears now from comedy, master of ceremony. Now we are looking at philanthropy, and we have someone in the studio with us this morning. She will be talking about her community, how she's been able to impact the community, and of course, share her experience with us growing up in that part of Lagos. We have with us this morning Rukayat Disu Kotun. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know the colors of Lagos?
Blue,
Yes.
green,
Yeah.
white, and yellow.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah, you got to
Red.
paid attention. We would have ended this interview now. And coincidentally, the green, red
Oh.
behind you. Yes. I know.
Okay, so where is your community in Lagos? I think that's the best place for us to start.
I was born and brought up in Surulere,
It's really okay.
but I am from the Eletu Odibo family. That's where my dad is from. The Eletu Odibo family is the Afobaje of Lagos. And my mom is from the King Kosoko family. So I'm actually the 6th descendant of King Kosoko.
So you're a princess.
Ah, well. Yeah, so, but I grew up in Surulere.
So what was growing up like?
Oh,
And which part of
fine.
Surulere exactly?
Itire.
It's here, okay.
Itire Lawansin. It was fine.
Oh,
It was fine. I grew up with my grandmom and my granddad. Dad always on and off, mom, but I think I'm granny's pet.
Oh, understandable. You're a grandchild, so.
Yeah, so but I'm more with my grandparents than.
What did you observe growing up in that area of Lagos, or whatever time that is? What was the most outstanding thing about growing up then? Perhaps the communal living, the fun you had, or the structure? Because I know Surulere is kind of like developed even as a way back. So what was exactly are those significant things you remember growing up in that area?
It was fun. It was really fun. I think I love the old structure because when I was growing up, I went to Eric Moore High School, an Estate Baptist High School. I didn't know Rogusoya, Eric Moore. So I remember when I'm going to school or when I'm coming back, I used to pay the NEPA bill, and I just loved that. Akerele, Shita, Adenu Rogusoya, Boscona, you know, all them. But
I mean, we know Boscona.
yeah, there's Boscona. End of Akerele, that's where Boscona is. So I don't know what they call it now, because I left like 23 years ago now. But when I came back, I'm like, oh, this has really changed. And during festive period, we do go to Lagos Island. Because, you know, I'm from the Kosoko and the Eletu Odibo family. When it's time for Eyo, we have to go. It's something that we do. And then I think what I'm seeing now needs to be changed.
in Surulere,
No, in Lagos Island.
in Lagos Island. Okay, what are those things that...
The buildings now are things that, you know, you from a particular place, and then you're coming back, and you're seeing all these tall buildings that are not really. I'm like,
Okay,
no,
you're not
because
habitual.
normally when my grandmom, that's my paternal. We used to go because I'm not really good in Lagos Island. We only go when.
You have festive
Yeah,
period.
yeah, we're in that good then, and then so we have to go through, and because the driver will always come and drop us. So I know from Tinubu straight down to Akoni. Then when we want to go to Isaleko, one of my cousins will have to take us through Jankara side, all those Idoluwo. And it was something that I'm like, no.
Are you not
I'm not comfortable.
With what you see
I'm
now?
seeing now,
structure?
the structure, I'm not comfortable.
You know, but
Is it that they are not habitable or what?
It's not comfortable because when we were growing up, you can go to this house, you can go to this house. From Eletu Odibo, we can go to the Olua, we can go to the Obanikoro, you know, all those sides. But now my fear is, can I bring my children from UK to come and see this? Because I make sure that my 2 boys, they know about Lagos State. And I taught them a lot of things to know. And they want to come, but it's me. That how will I show them this is King Kosoko? Because this is what they are learning in school. And my boy is always like, oh, my mom is from King Kosoko, is a princess. From the... So, and even my boy was one of those that came and then had a little narration about Lagos State. So I'm just like, the government needs something done.
Because I know there's a plan in the pipeline for regeneration of that entire island.
I support it.
Okay, because the structures oftentimes we have collapsed, but because they're literally dated and they're old. But we perhaps let's just leave that as that's another conversation for another time. But having said that, before we get to some of the things that bother you, let's talk about human being. I know that there's this communal living. What actually fuels you trying to help your community? What do you see, or what was the instance that actually fueled your desire to wanting to help people in your community?
Well, I think the first thing that I will say, if I don't want to lie, is my religion.
Okay.
It's my religion. I'm a Muslim, and then with my little knowledge of the Quran and then with what I've learned, I think Sadaqah is something that really holds me.
What was that?
Sadaqah, as in giving out to the less privileged. And then, so most of the time when I'm reading a verse and I'm saying, oh, give zakat, and then because my grandmom is a businesswoman, my mom, before she died, she was one of those that really started Akpogbon business. So I'm into buying and selling. So I had my shop. Maybe 2, 3, 4 years when I traveled back home, and there was a day I just sat down, and then I was like, oh, I still had a baby then, and then I'm like, oh, I just want a meal. I don't want to go out. I just, and I'm like, okay, I ordered food from our local shop, and they brought it, and I'm like, oh, I can start this. And that was how I started my business.
Okay.
Then one day, a woman asked me, oh, because a lot of people call me Abebi, that's my name. But I like calling myself Rukayat, but 90% of anyone, they call me Abebi. So, and they were like, oh, I need something for my dad. And I'm like, okay, I can do it. That was how my business started internationally, to order food from abroad, and then I'll deliver to them here in Lagos and virtually all Western region. So, then later I proceeded to the north, then I did the east as well, just 2 states in the east. Then sometimes when they have like few change with me, 1,000 naira, 50 naira, and I'll ask her, do you want me to keep it? Oh, just give it to anybody. So I'm like, what do I need to do? So I told my staffs in the shop, if anybody comes asking for food, just give them. Then we used to sell like a delica of rice for like 200 naira. So just give them rice, give them gari. Gari was 15 naira then. So I just give it to them, and we can make a small package for 1,000. I knew I was doing a package of 800 naira then. So, and from there, people started leaving their changes with me. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I just like, okay, let me just start this giving out, because almost every day people come to my office and they're like, oh, I need to eat, so we started that from the little. So we started from Ramadan, from Easter, so we do all this little package, and then we just start giving it out. Before I used to distribute around the streets, go everywhere, but my mom's brother is the Obaile Jimmy. So, and it was, oh, no. Let me give you a clue. And that was how he told me, why don't you just go to every locality and give out this package to either the king or the Bale And if they don't have, give it to any imam in charge or the pastor in charge. And that year, this was like 9 years ago, and I started it and I was so pleased. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And that was how I started.
Okay, so when you give things out like that and you see how people take it, their reaction and their emotions, how does that make you feel?
I feel so happy. Sometimes, the first time I did it, I went to the north.
North?
Yes. I do in Lagos. This is where I am. This distribution thing, I do it every day. I do it every day in my shop because people donate. So Lagos is more of what I do.
Okay.
Because this is where my office is. So, but that year, I think I traveled down to the north. I went to Hadija in Jigawa. So I did that part, and I'm like, what's going on? I felt so emotional, and that triggers me more to advertise and then call people, my friends, people in diaspora all over the world, and the more they donate, the more package we have, and the more we give.
So when you move around your community and you see people maybe that are lacking one thing or the other, how do you decide on, okay, I'm going to do this particular community now? Do you get their data? Do you involve members of the community for you to actually know those you're going to target?
Well, like I said, if I want, let's say I want to go to Olota Ovota now, or I want to go to Langbasa, or I want to go to Ijini, I will go to them because they know me. Or is that my dad, Abale Jimmy, tell them, oh, my daughter is coming, this. So they will just tell me, I will just tell them, I need, if it is 200, if it is 1,000, but normally I will always ask them to bring the disabled, the old people, if they can come out. If they can't come out, we have to drop it at their doorstep.
Okay.
That's what we do. But we focus mainly on, so the KBSC and their chiefs knows who to call. And it's something that I have to be there. I have to be there. And what we do is we give out tally. If you are giving out 500 in the community, we give them like the tally numbers stamped so that there won't be any fraud. So they come in, they take the package and they leave.
So I'm curious as to knowing how this resonates with the people. I'm curious as to, because I know so many people give zakat, so many people give to their community. Some politicians also use it as a method of canvassing for support, and they will say they are trying to get in touch with their base, their community. But for you, in your own instance, how does this help? How do you, what's the reaction you get? Because some people might just see it like, oh, it's because she has money, or it's because she likes to help people, and that's why, in fact, we'll go there. Don't worry, we'll go there every day, every other time, because help will be easily available. What was the reaction you get? Is it that you target people and the reaction you get spurs you to do more, or how does it work?
Well, all these items that I distributed, it's not my money. It's been sponsored. So if they come and they ask, I just give it to them. So I don't have any. The only thing is that is my shop. That is what I do. I do buying and selling. I deal with foodstuffs. So it's from my company that I make the package. So if anybody comes to me, I need food, I just give it to them.
What's the reaction you get? That's what I'm looking at.
Well, there's nothing like during this Eid now. I think the 2nd or 3rd day of Eid, and then I think we were going to a community, and a woman came to me, and I don't know who sent her, and she said, oh, please, can I have something to eat? And we have so many in the shop, so just give her, and I gave her some money as well. So I felt like for a grown-up woman, and I asked my staff, do you know her? They said, no, this is a new face.
So you have regular face?
Well, my staff will do, you know, we have some people that we give food items to every month. We have a list. Like, if you know anybody that needs food and you tell me, I will add it to my rota. So the same thing goes to every state. So that's the way. I don't know people, but you have to tell me that this person is in need. I don't live in Nigeria. So you have, and if you tell me, the only thing I'll ask you, are you sure of what you're telling me? Are you sure you are not just playing?
Right, yeah.
And I know one day I will definitely meet who you introduce. Sometimes they will come. Once they know I'm around, they will come. If it's in Lagos. And if I go to other states as well, they will come. Okay. So it's not as if I know them personally. I don't know them.
Is it your solo effort, how you get money and all the materials that you give to these needies? Is it your solo effort or you get collaborations from friends and families?
My friends, mainly my friends, and even I can say 80% of those that donate, I don't know them.
Donate to your cause to help
people. I don't know them. I've never seen them. A lot of people will tell me, why don't you just come to US, come to Qatar, come to this. I'm like, sometimes if I'm traveling and I'm going through, there was a day I went on, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the airline name.
No.
So, I'm not allowed, yeah. So I went with an airline and I got to that country. It's an West Africa country. And I saw someone like, I think I know you. I'm like, no, I don't live here. And it's like, I know you. And the next thing she did was like, went on his phone, my Facebook, who is this? I said, oh, yeah. And I could remember when I went for Hajj last year, I met so many of my sponsors, and they were like, oh, I'm here. And we had a little, and they were like, oh, we were expecting somebody, no. And I'm like, no. And then even there, I met lots of people from, because it's not only Nigerians that donate. We have from the Pakistan, we have Jews, we have so many people, because they see what I'm doing. And most of all these things I'm doing, it's by word of mouth. Go to Rotibio. Go to Rotibio. She will do it. And everything, every money you pay to me to do any distribution, you will always get your receipts.
Oh, wonderful. So you're so transparent with what you do.
Yeah, so if you ask me to do like 1,000 to a place, I will let the KBC know, because I deal mainly with the royal fathers.
Okay. So how does this make you feel when you doing this individually with, of course, with the help of spirited people like you, and you find that government sometimes should do better considering the resources at their disposal? How do you feel? Do you feel government can do better? Because at this point in time, the challenge has been food, feeding, sorting out bills, and government ordinarily should be able to do all this. Are you concerned that, I think that's where I'm going, are you concerned that, look, government can ease the burden of the people by doing more, or we just have to wait for people like you to do?
Well, like I always say, government cannot do everything. If we can get this straight into our mind, then I think things will be easy. Governments are trying their best, but I think we need more wealthy people to do more to the less privileged. Because sometimes my grandfather was a very rich man. And I know how we have so many people in our family house in Surulere that my grandfather feed every day. If you come to our house, it's like
a party, a carnival.
We don't need to ask anybody to come and celebrate our birthday, because it's a large. We have over 30. My grandfather have over 30, and you can see the grandchildren. So none of the wives were allowed to cook. for our own children. So it's a joint. So I see my grandfather doing this. And sometimes I'm like, oh, no, we're still young. But when I grew up, I'm like, where did grandpa get all this money from? And mainly those that my grandfather feeds were, the really, really poor people. So we have so many people that are really rich in this country that can afford to feed. I'm not saying they should field Lagos State. Yeah. Now, I live at Bejuleki. If we have like 10, 15 rich people giving out, I think it will ease. But another thing is, I would really like people to get things done. I know there is poverty. I'm not going to be the one to ease poverty. This has been in existence right from the time. Do you get me now? But I think some people they're relaxed.
Oh, okay.
They're relaxed.
Okay, Rukayat, on a lighter mood now, because very soon we are going to wrap up the show. While growing up, what kind of music did you enjoy? What kind of clothes did you wear? And reflecting now on those days, what exactly are you missing about yesteryears?
Oh, I grew up listening to Aruna Ishola. I told you I grew up with my grandparents.
Way back?
Yeah. I grew up listening to Aruna Ishola. My dad is a diehard of Ayinla Omowura. I think I can
sing everything. Okay.
Ayinla Omowura, and then later Barrister, Kollington, Ayuba, because Ayuba used to live in Tire. So
okay.
Yeah. Pasuma. But now I'm not really a music person, but those are the music I grew up with. But now, not really. Not really.
Well, Jibola has deviated to the lighter part. Let me get to the more interesting part.
It's Friday.
Yes, yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah. That part, because it touched me, because you feel that some people, by virtue of the fact that they can get help, they become complacent. Why did you say that? Because
I just, like now I'm coming here. I woke up around 4:30. I know I have an assignment to come and do, and then I'm seeing some young guys that can go out and do something good, and they're playing all this, and I'm like, no, this is not how I grew up. I think the young ones need to get out and work. And then, like, if we go to a farm, because when I come to Nigeria, I buy my stores myself, go to the Okeogun to get gari, bring my trailer down to Lagos. I don't just sit down and relax. I traveled all the way from Lagos to Igbo, to Shaki, to Kishi, to get my stuffs. I traveled down from here if I need rice, because ever since the government have been so strict on foreign rice, I have to go down to Castina. I have to go down to Yola. If I need to buy my beans, I have to go to Sokoto, and I traveled myself.
You enjoy traveling?
Yes.
In spite of all the insecurity problem that we have?
If someone called me from this station, that day I was on the boat. I went to Ibasa. There's some community that I have to travel using the water. There is no way. If you want to go to Lagasa, you want to go to Ladaba, Dogo, all those areas, Itomu, how do you get there? I have to get on a boat. So if I can do that.
How much more?
But naturally you enjoy traveling.
Well, I don't have a choice, because I want, this is my business. I have to do it. I can't just sit down and say, oh, I have everything. If I cannot go, I go to Auchi, I go to Edo State. I've been to Anambra before. I've been to Cameroon before. So I travel a lot. I've been to Niger. In as much as, this thing is cheaper there, and I'm back home, and because I don't buy in small, I will go there, see my supplier, pay them off, so I might not need to go back again. except if there is a little. So that's how I do it.
I love the way you balanced it, because we've literally transversed from when you grew up to the reasons why you do what you do, and the fact that some people are trying to help the community, and the fact that you relate with the chiefs, the obas or the ballets in the community to help people, and the way you've related it with the fact that, look, the fact that we help some people are complacent, and you can see that. And so what will you tell everyone that will always knock at your window, madam, I see young people, instead of going to doing any of the betting thing, just the quick fix syndrome, because that's our own reality in our own world now. It's not you moving, nobody, that's stress. What you're doing is stressful. Having to travel, no, that's stress. We just want to make the money in our house and make millions. And if it doesn't come, we beg. And if that beg works, we'll continue to beg. So what do you say to this trend that we have of people not young, especially young people, not wanting to put in the work to get things going?
Well, I have to go back to my religion. There's this saying that if you see, Prophet Muhammad said, if you see anyone come to you and said, Fi sabilillahi bi amwalikum, do it.
What does that mean?
Okay, give me in the name of God. Even if that person is on a horse using limousine. If he comes to you and say, please give me food, I am hungry, give it out. Don't ask for anything. If it come in, regularly, you can call the person. What's going on? Sit down. Because sometimes we see women, single parents, what they're doing, and then we help them. We give them some little to brace up their business. I just don't do that. But sometimes I don't really say no. I'll give it. But if it's coming often, then I can call. What's the problem? You keep coming begging for food. So if it's something I can help, then I'll do it. I'll call on friends. Sometimes we do empowerment. Sometimes, not really my stuff, but I do medical sometimes. Do help people. Then every festive, a lot of people donate used clothes from America. Then I bring it down. And I choose a community and we give it out to them.
All right.
They said you should go back to the old school, the old days again.
I thought it's time to go.
And I think they had they said you should go ahead with it.
Okay, so I'll take the question back to you now.
Maybe that will be the final lap.
Okay. You mentioned Aaron Oishola and which other man now?
Barrister?
No.
Barrister,
Ayuba. Kollington Ayuba, Pasuma, Malaika, then this man in Itoko, I mentioned his name, Ayinla Omowura.
Okay.
I love Ayinla Omowura.
Okay, so what were those things that you enjoyed doing in those days growing up that you're missing now?
Not that I'm missing, but, age. I was young then, playing Suwe, 10-10. And that's, I think, 10-10, Suwe. And then I think those are the two things that I really love. So I'm not seeing children doing that.
You not do buju?
Buju.
They will cover your eyes.
I think we do it anytime we go for Ilekeu, yes.
Okay.
We do buju sometimes.
Okay, I have two questions to ask you.
Okay.
As we go on from my own part, I don't know if Jubila has any question. And one is for you to sing any of Ayinla Omowura's song, one. And the second one is, what do you have to tell people, especially in these trying times you are, especially economically in our country, what do you have to tell them? What do you tell people now? That's my message.
Do
you want to sing
which
first?
one?
Which one? Or you want to?
No, let her answer the question, then she will sing out.
I will sing out. Okay, then. I think my best advice for everyone listening to me, watching me now, is we need more patience. Everything in life is what? Sabro, patience. We need to be patient. Once we are patient, I think a lot of things will come, because God Almighty Allah says He is always with anyone that is patient. we shouldn't be too fast in thinking we can make it, because God has not promised every one of us that we are going to be rich. There is only one thing God has promised us, which is death. But richness and wealthiness is not in our hands. But we just have to do what? Strive hard to make things done. When you sit down at home and you're thinking they're bringing it, they're just deceiving you. But when you go out, walk, Almighty Allah is the only God that can put barakah into everything that we do. So let us go out, do our best. It's not compulsory that we have to be billionaire or things like that, because you can't just sit down at home and think you're going to make it. Let us try, even if we are not rich, but at least we can have a food on our table to look after ourselves and our family. And I would advise our young one to stay off drugs.
That's a very nice one.
Stay off drugs.
So,
Yes.
the talent part of you.
I think I'm very bad in singing.
We'll
We'll manage it.
We'll manage the voice.
I don't have a good voice, but I think I like this part of Ayinla Ọmọwúrà that says, "Àánú ẹ ló ṣe mí, ló jẹ́ kí n bá ẹ dámọ̀ràn. Àánú ẹ ló ṣe mí, ló jẹ́ kí n bá ẹ dámọ̀ràn. Ó yẹ kó o bí ìbejì kó o tó bóra." I love so many of his songs because there's something that's...
Okay, I think I can understand that part. Jibola, can't you sing it? You're part of that era as well. You can
But I wasn't.
I'm highly disappointed in you.
Why?
I thought you were going to just go and join her.
I wasn't part of it now, so don't be disappointed. All right, we must thank you very much, Rukayat Disu-Kotun, for coming on the program this morning to come and share what you are doing to impact your society, to make life better for all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe or religion. And we pray that God will continue to strengthen you and give you the resources to continue to bless mankind. We hope you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, fine.
Thank you.
And we'll see you sometime again.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that's Rukayat Disu-Kotun sharing with us our community and how she's been able to impact lives through donations, giving food to people, and of course, helping the needy to live a better life. We'll take a very short break on the program. When we come back, Joshua and I will be packing our bags. Yes. Stay with us.
Let the conversation continue.
Okay, that's about it for this episode of The Conversation. For me, I think it was a bit emotional for me to listen to our guests who just stepped out of the studio talk about helping people without even asking questions, whether they are looking really well or not. If they say, they come to you in the name of God and say, help me, Because sometimes, I don't know, maybe it's because of the reality on ground. If you come close to this, and I see like this, and I see that you have 2 hands, like, and you have 2 legs, and I look like it's not that you came and say, Bamera Akboti, I will buy. And for you to come, because I know that I see you, like, I can see your eyes, like you have bloodshot eyes. Because I know that you go and buy Igbo with the money I'm going to give you. I can't enable your own your addiction. I can't enable your addiction. And like what she said, even tell our young people to stay off drugs. So I see them all the time. So I can't help you. I can just one day in my area, I went to buy something. I saw this mad guy. Guess what he buys with every money you give him? He will still go and buy this. He was looking. Okay, help me now.
It's not mad.
No, literally half naked, dirty and everything, but you still get money to just go buy drugs again to enable it. And I wonder why people won't convey journey, but as soon as you give him money,
he will go and buy
go somewhere and go and buy something to drink. And you see that I don't help, but now I think I'm having a second thought as to.
I think once you just do your part.
Yes.
It is now left to your conscience, whatever you do with whatever I give you. And you know, sometimes you see men or women, they look very okay, but internally they're suffering. And so just do your own unto God. And I hope that what this woman is doing will prick the conscience of those that are better off, of those that are rich in the society, will prick the conscience of the political class as well, to do the needful. What they do is playing to the camera.
Yeah, display.
In the name of stomach infrastructure. And, you know, they give something to get something.
And that's she alluded to it when she said, look, there's so many rich people in this country, and I think they can help people to even feed Lagos with their wealth. And I think that is very important, that we should realize that the wealth that we have was given by God, and it is not even ours in the first place. We should help people. If we do that, I think that spirit can help galvanize even those in authority to do well for the people. Because whatever policies of government or whatever policies you're introducing, that doesn't help the people. I don't understand what that policy is.
We came like this, and we'll go like this.
Definitely. But I think I learned something today. Give. Of course, it's the surest way to help.
I can only give what I have.
Like some people, they see me now, they think I have money.
Don't you?
We need help. Yesterday you were talking, though, remember?
That's...
When we were talking there yesterday, that you're Sarah Liana.
Joshua, let's go. Anyway.
What if God is ministering to you to help me? Help me, help me.
Anyways, we thank you very much for being part of the show this week. We hope you have enjoyed every bit of the conversation Monday through Friday. By the grace of God, we're back again on Monday, engaging you in different conversations as well. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. Enjoy your weekend.
For me, it's time for you to do the needful in helping your society get better. Don't complain always. You have a role to play in making the society better. When you see something, you say something, and you do something. I am Joshua Murakinyo. Have a fantastic weekend.